Hi, beautiful soul tribe. Today I have a really special reading based off of psychosynthesis and divine union. So, psychosynthesis is a spiritual psychology, it's a modality of soul and psychology. And it is wonderful for integrating all the parts of us, and especially our soul light, into our subconscious. So, I want to take a minute and just show you how I'm going to do this reading and demonstrate to you a little bit of the model of how the consciousness and subconscious works with this diagram. So, we have an egg. An egg is a great representation of our consciousness and how it works. So, at the top of the egg, we have the soul. And at the center of the egg, we have consciousness, self. This is higher consciousness. This is the middle unconsciousness. And this is the lower consciousness. And then we have soul here at the bottom of the subconscious, where our jewels at the bottom of the ocean are. So, here at the center of our world, we have the self, and then we have our very conscious awareness. So, the self is contentless. This is the content that we are aware of, like my cat's sitting over there, or these plants are right next to me. I'm talking to you right now. And then this is our middle unconscious, but it is permeated with higher consciousness and also lower consciousness. So it's kind of like the gestation of coming of what is in the unconscious that's coming into our immediate awareness, like kind of a foggy dream that we've had last night and we're starting to remember. The things that we are aware of, but we haven't really tapped into. Um, Limited awareness is the middle. And so at the higher consciousness, we have joy, peace, equanimity, our life purpose, and we have um, our a lot of our soul light is up here in our higher consciousness. It knows, it's very connected to the soul, and it knows the plan of our lives. It's our third eye. Um, and then, so our lower consciousness is everything that we've ever lived in our existence. So, past lives, um, when we were born, our experiences in the other world, in heaven, and spiritual realms. We have this in our subconscious. And we also have our whole life, especially very at the forefront that's running our subconscious now, is our whole life that we've lived this life. So, our childhood patterns and conditioning of the things that we were raised with from our parents, right here in this world, right here. And so, when we sit in meditation, or we go to ceremony, or we have spiritual enlightening experiences, and sometimes when our mind gets so clear after doing an amazing workout or a yoga session, some of this and some of this will start to come into our awareness. And I love psychosynthesis because it helps us consciously pull our soul wisdom down into this lower world and start discovering it with love and with awareness. We can often become understanding of our patterns that are sabotaging us from reaching our goals, and know that we pick that up from a family member or from social media, our culture, society, and are aware of that. And we can be judgmental and critical. But with the light of our soul, we're able to come and really consciously open this up with love and start embracing and understanding those parts of us. And then our subconscious can actually turn towards serving us and fall into suit. We want everything to fall into suit with this self awareness, with this observer, and so as we address our higher consciousness, which is very connected to the divine, angels, spirit guides, our soul is unlimited and can reach places and people and circumstances and situations and bring us everything that we need. Our soul is working for us this lifetime. A lot of times we think it's God and we think it's the angels, but it's our soul is bringing us what we need to grow and evolve and bring more awareness to our purpose and our meaning in life. And so there's so much more I could say, but I just want to bring you a little map of what consciousness looks like. This is our higher consciousness and lower consciousness, and this is where we observe it all. And our soul is here in the lower consciousness as well. So, the reading today I'm going to do is about, I want to do a collective reading on the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And you can take this reading however you want. And I just want to take a minute and invite our angels and our spirit guides. And if you want to place a hand on your heart and take a deep breath and become present of all that you've been through today and release it, taking a deep breath in. And let's welcome in our soul wisdom and guidance, that you might discern messages that are particularly special for you through the message that I bring for us today, or that I would like to say the goddess is bringing through for us today. I work with Kuan Yin, Isis, Tara, Kali, and Mother Mary. They've seen me through a lot in life, bringing me unconditional love. And Kuan Yin is the bridge, I feel, between a lot of our relationships, because we need compassion for each other. And so we could picture half of this, the divine feminine, and then half of this as the masculine. And you can take this as your inner feminine and masculine, or a relationship that is where one is predominantly masculine and the other is predominantly feminine. And I'm gonna put the camera on the table and pull cards for the upper consciousness and the lower consciousness, for the different parts, and how we are working together as the feminine and masculine. I'll be very descriptive as I go about the reading. And actually, I've been guided to just do an overall card for the reading out of the Osha Zen deck. I love this deck. Every single card is about consciousness and the different places that we find ourselves in life. So, Spirit, what is a message that you have for us? Comparison. Ooh, that is a big one, where we can compare between the masculine and feminine. We are very different, so it's only natural that we'd want to compare each other. And so I'm just going to lay that down as the main card here and kind of just have that theme to go back to as we pull the cards. And I will read it at the end of I will read the card at the end of the reading. Okay, so I'm going to tilt the camera down. Okay. That is not the best angle. Okay. So let's see for the upper consciousness. What is the higher purpose right now of the divine feminine? What is the higher purpose, higher consciousness of the divine feminine? Oh, total beauty, love, renewal. That's the Ace of Cups. Emotional healing for the divine feminine. I just got this Apatite bracelet here, and Apatite is a stone for emotional healing, and it really has kind of supported that, I feel, as well as all the Reiki I've been doing. And so we have renewal of emotional healing, self-love, total self-love. Okay, so we're going to do a card for what is the higher purpose of the divine masculine right now? Dear Spirit, Mother Kuan Yin, what is the higher purpose of the divine masculine? Oh, the Lovers. Oh my goodness. That is so beautiful. The divine masculine is having a lot of self-love as well, but like true loyalty to the one he loves. And call in for the divine masculine that doesn't have a counterpart. He's ready, and he already does, actually, in spirit, and he's waiting for their union, and he's devoted to the spiritual love that he feels. The Lovers is like guided by Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, she's bearing her fruits of all that she's learned and grown about herself, and he is just a tree, an anchor, like a gold staff of wisdom and strength. And then we have the Star of David here down in the subconscious world with the blue waters. That to me is very much like just healing on a deep subconscious level because of the change that's taken place within his soul, divine masculine. Like a lot of change has happened for you, a change in perspective. So beautiful. Really feel a lot of like sweet love and just a lot of like grounding energy in that card. Very grounding, very uniting, very comforting. It's like he feels it, he knows it, and he's trusting it very much. Okay, so I'd like to get a card for the immediate awareness of the divine feminine. Immediate awareness. Teaching for the divine feminine. Learning. The Hierophant is all about marriage, beliefs, learning, teaching, being the way shower, showing what she feels like she knows in her heart is true. And it was in reverse, but I really feel important to read it upright. So her immediate awareness is what she believes. What she believes. I want to clarify this with the Shaman's Oracle card. The Shaman's Oracle card. We have the rattle. It's like, wake up. Wake up. Remember who you are. You are a leader. You are a spiritual leader, divine feminine. Woo! Feeling some power over here. Thank you, divine feminine, for stepping into your leadership, your wisdom, your beauty, your knowledge, your faith. The rattle is, I'm going to read it, number 43. Let's see here. The rattle is the spirit caller, carrying the shaman's prayer to the 4 directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills a desired destiny in her future. Closing with the prayer, Great Spirit, may your will be done. Aho! I love that prayer. And like whenever I find myself in confusion or just unsure about circumstances, I just say, Great Spirit, may your will be done. The rattle guides us to pray for all the earth, not just for our personal needs. And when we offer our prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need is provided for us. Yes! I love this card. The rattle comes to invite you to work with the tools of spirit, but be careful. They are very sharp and can hurt you and others if they are not used mindfully. Set your old tools aside and take up the drawing instrument of spirit. You are consciously stepping into partnership with the divine. This is the time for courageous deeds. Do not let your hesitation get in the way of your expression. Oh my goddess, for you divine feminine out there, this is such a beautiful message. I have this card right here on my altar. I'm going to show you guys my altar when I'm done with this reading, but this is what's happening right now for the divine feminine. See, this vessel is her, and spirit is holding her. Spirit saying, I've got you, baby girl. You are queen, and I want you to give. Give, and the universe is gonna give us everything that we need. And in this card, there's a meditation of picturing your wings wrapping around the planet and giving help or aid to somebody in need, and at the same time really feeling that support of the divine. So that's something that you could do in meditation to just go into a deep space with yourself, visualize that, and then see if you can feel the support of the angelic realms coming through. Okay, we have the moon card. So facing your fears right now is really important with the full moon. stepping into the unknown, being brave, following the call of spirit, tapping into your deep, mystical, magical ways, your ceremony, your prayer, and breaking through those subconscious, or even I'm actually hearing higher consciousness, breaking into higher consciousness, bringing in patterns of higher consciousness. Those are the new tools right now for the divine feminine. The work on the subconscious is always being done, but time to bring in new tools of spirit. And I'm really sensing ceremony, I'm sensing ritual, prayer with the moon to heighten awareness of life purpose and the tools that gifts that the tools and the gifts that spirit has for your unique soul and blueprint. And then for the tools that we are setting aside as the divine feminine, the old tools that we're setting aside, we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So, like, not working with the ancestral realm has definitely brought some blockages into your life. Like, it's important to work with the well ancestors, to call upon their prayers from the past and take up their rituals with the moon and with the earth. So clear those blockages between the prayers of your ancient ones, the ancient ones that have been trying to wake us up as divine feminine. They're calling us to remember the ways of the goddess, to remember the ways of walking with the earth, to lighting a candle, to burying sage, cypress, cedar, corn into the earth, to lay our offerings on the full moon, and to give gratitude to our ancestors on a regular basis, because they have like lived crazy lives just so we could walk this time of better divine union. We could walk this time of stepping into anchored divine union within ourselves and within others. Unity consciousness is rising, and the more that we give thanks to the past and those that have come before us, the more their prayers can be lived through us for unity consciousness to happen, to old patterns of slavery, victimhood, war mentality, prejudices and pride, and yeah, like prejudice between races. I'm really feeling that just needing to fall tremendously. And us as women, we are the leaders, we are the bringers of the new age of a human collective consciousness that celebrates, that lives a life of joy, a life of respect for each other and respect for the land, honor between ourselves and those that have come before us, and honor to those that are coming, and stop borrowing from our children and giving to them. And we do this when we like remember ourselves, remember who we are, remember what's happened before us, and remember where we're going. Ooh, thank you, well ancestors. Oh my goodness, I feel their energy right now. It is so good. They love us so much, and they are ready to open doors in our life and bring in all that support that we need. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. Okay, divine masculine we are going to tap into your beautiful conscious awareness. Great Spirit, what is the beautiful conscious awareness of the Divine Masculine right now? Okay. We have the King of Cups. So the King of Cups, I'm going to pull another card, is the most emotionally mature king in the deck. Balanced emotions, being able to ride the storms. And we have passion. Woo! We got some young bucks out here, Divine Masculine, wanting to take charge and live in a right way, and to live in union and I'm feeling unity consciousness, and it's the year of the fire horse. So the Divine Masculine is like wanting to live to his fullest. He feels passionate and excited about a new day, a new adventure. Anything else we need to know about the Divine Masculine? I feel like this is good right now. We've got water, fire, we have the Lovers. I'm sensing so much balance happening for the Divine Masculine right now. Balanced emotionally. And for those of you masculine that have had a hard time emotionally, facing the emotions, bringing emotions to balance, serving your passions is the way to bring that balance in. I love this. This is so beautiful. Wow, it's kind of very different energies happening right now for the masculine and feminine. But I could see how they would really complement each other. And for some of us that may be like in fear or ego, that's where the comparison would come up, because it's very different. Like, I see the like divine feminine on more of like a vertical path, bringing like a lot of like higher consciousness into her world, and getting emotional healing from that, and bringing spirit into matter with her rituals, facing her fears, facing the unknown. And the Divine Masculine on more like a vertical path, a horizontal, where it's like real balance, real like stable ambition, drive, and in a kind of in a horizontal direction. Like, I feel like Spirit Road and Red Road here. Which is, usually kind of different. Like, the masculine is like a being, like the way I've heard before in like in esoteric teachings, is like the soul of the masculine is meant to bring divine leadership and anchor in higher consciousness, where as the soul of the feminine holds the lower conscious, the earth energy. She's open to receiving higher consciousness. But right now it feels a little backwards. Like, the feminine is tapping into spirit in a real like vertical way, but with the earth in a very conscious way. And the masculine is very like, horizontal, like lateral, kind of just receiving like such equalized equanimity and harmony within himself, that the fire, the Kundalini, the fire of the earth, the Shakti in the masculine soul is on fire. So this is kind of like, different energies normally than like traditional masculine and feminine. And I think it's just the times that we're living in, the goddess and um Great Spirit are I'm like seeing the eagles, how they meet in union in the sky and then they fall to the ground. There's so many different dances that we do with each other as divine masculine and feminine. And sometimes in order for the feminine to rise into her calling and her gifts, she takes on more masculine qualities. And in order for the masculine to step into his equanimity, his balance, his serenity, his foundations, he comes into the earth energy, the primal energy, the Shakti Kundalini, like rising and clearing out old emotions because he's doing what he loves to do. That is, woo, that is powerful. Thank you, Divine Masculine, for being passionate about what you love. Okay, so now I am going to pull us some cards about the lower consciousness of the masculine and then the lower consciousness of the feminine. Okay, so Great Spirit, thank you so much for your messages coming through today. What is the collective unconsciousness, lower consciousness of the divine masculine? Oh, we have the Two of Pentacles in reverse. That is harsh. I have experienced that. I mean, it's not harsh, but it's I see what's going on here. Then we have the Chariot. And I'm going to pull one more card. We have the Emperor. Ooh, wow. This is so beautiful. The lower consciousness is like getting cleared with that passionate drive that the divine masculine is experiencing right now. But so we had, can you see all these cards? Yes. Okay. The divine masculine here with the Two of Pentacles and reverse. And then the King of Cups was in reverse too, which just means that there's been some decisions, some like poor decisions made based upon emotions, negative emotions, not negative, not emotions that are necessarily positive, that are serving. Lower the Two of Pentacles is making like immature decisions that are I mean, I've regretted making decisions like out of impulse or just emotional judgment. We all do it. It's where we just make decisions from our emotions that are not in the best place. And I feel like with the Chariot and the Emperor, like you've got that in check, divine masculine. Like, because the Emperor is just where everything is in order, not only like materially and financially, but also in the subconscious realm. You've healed your relationship with your father. The father image can be, have the biggest imprint on our lives. And this emperor has done that father connection work. Any kind of father wounding that's been here in the subconscious of the divine masculine is really healing. He realizes that the decisions that he's made before in the past have been out of alignment due to emotions not being in the best place. And, anxiety, depression, fear, all that is just happens for us on so many different levels. It can happen through just being overworked, stressed out, and um, de- you know, thinking too much, being too much in the mind, and making, you know, material decisions based upon negative emotions. But with the Chariot here, that means that movement forward is taking place, and it's healing. It's actually healing. Like, action is reordering the lower conscious right now of the divine masculine. Taking action is bringing harmony to all aspects of the divine masculine. And he's doing it out of wisdom from past experiences, knowing what choices not to make based out of negative emotions, and what choices to make out of like pure devotional love um, to the divine feminine and to his own heart. It's like the heart has been realized, the heart has come into balance, and the um, the youthful energy within the divine masculine is really helping drive forward new life, not only in your heart, mind, and body, but in your life. It's like a newness of spirit is going to start penetrating all aspects of your being, because you're taking action on what matters most to you. I love this. I love this, divine masculine. Thank you so much for all the work that you've done on yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We honor you as the divine feminine for all the momentum that you're creating. You're making big changes. Thank you for doing your work and creating change in your world and in the world of the collective. And so for the subconscious of the divine feminine, we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Magician in reverse. So there's a harvest ready to be ripened. You're waiting, divine feminine, you're waiting on the fruits of your labor. You have so much to offer. Your earth energy is filled with abundance, with understanding. And this card is like the dream time. Your dream time has literally brought you material substance. Your dream time is pulling in everything that you need to be in service, to walk your path, to walk your ways. You're still in the process of change. Your heart chakra is opening. But for this, the lower realms of the subconscious, I'm feeling like you need some of the masculine drive. We have horses leaping through the air. It's like you want to go. You want to go, but something is holding you back. There's something further for you to go and do and accomplish, but something's holding you back. And we have the waning moon. It's about to be a new moon. And it's like when that new moon hits, it's going to be go time. I'm really feeling that for you, divine feminine, anchoring in like your seeds, plant your seeds this new moon, seeds of your dreams, seeds of your wishes. Take some actionable steps and come out of the self-limiting beliefs that you cannot manifest what you really want. I think this kind of like, I'm going to wait for somebody to tell me it's okay. I'm going to wait to be liked. I'm going to wait for something on the outside world to say it's go time. And that's the magician being held back. I want to pull us a birdie card. A bird card is, I love these cards. They're like just full of flight and magic and inspiration. We have nesting. Oh, that's beautiful. I love this. So calling in a new home. Something about the home in the subconscious. I would plant your seeds for where you feel like you belong this new moon. And where do you want, let's see, where do you want to go? Beautiful, beautiful divine feminine activity. You want to activate. There is a lot going on for you, a lot to harvest, a lot to put into your basket. I feel like, because what we were talking about here with the lower the bringing the rituals down into the earth right now, from the higher consciousness to the lower consciousness to the awareness right now, you've got some gems in your subconscious, divine feminine. Your subconscious has been working for you, except for any kind of self-limiting beliefs that you cannot manifest what you need. So something about stepping into your power, stepping into embracing your fears. What is going on in the subconscious right now of the divine feminine? There's a burden. Ooh, this burden. Okay, let's read this burden card. A man's true life is the way in which he puts off the lie imposed by others on him. Oh, I was talking about waiting for other people's approval to do what you want to do with the self-limiting beliefs. A man's true life is the way in which he puts off the lie imposed by others on him. Stripped, naked, natural, he is what he is. This is a matter of being and not of becoming. The lie cannot become the truth. The personality cannot become your soul. There is no way to make the non-essential the essential. The non-essential remains non-essential, and the essential remains essential. They are not convertible. And striving towards truth is nothing but creating more confusion. The truth has not to be achieved. It cannot be achieved. It is already the case. Only the lie has to be stopped. All aims and ends and ideas and goals and ideologies, religions and systems of improvement and betterment are lies. Be aware of them. Recognize the fact that as you are a lie. Ooh, time to take off the mask. Manipulated, cultivated by others. Striving after truth is a distraction and a postponement. It is the lie's way to hide. See the lie. Look deep into the lie of your personality, because to see the lie is to cease to lie. No longer to lie is to seek no more for any truth. There is no need. The moment the lie disappears, the truth is there in all its beauty and radiance. In the seeing of the lie, it disappears, and what is left is the truth. Woo! Yes. I love that. I have been learning a lot about mask and illusions and truth and lies after my iboga initiation a couple years ago now. And I just want to say I love this. I love being a woman. We are so multifaceted. We are so blessed. And there are so many lies that our culture puts on us, that we have to look a certain way, that we have to wait for permission from the divine masculine to do what we want to do, from our fathers. We have to wait for permission to speak our truth, to say what we want to say. And it is just shedding the layers, and that's where our rituals come in. I'm seeing us standing in front of a mirror naked and just being, I love that saggy breast. I love that funny nose. I love those beautiful lips, and I love those wide curvy hips. You know, like, we've got magic in our words. Let's stop listening to what other people say, and let's start listening to ourselves. Speak some truth up in here. Here's the rattle. I need a rattle on my altar right now. I can't believe I don't have one. But we've got the Ace of Cups here coming in from the higher consciousness. And this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Like, she's radiating pure self-love right now. And so I'm going to finish off this message right now with these Kuan Yin cards, because her compassion is a fountain of grace to the divine masculine and to the divine feminine. And I love her beauty. I love her ability. She strengthens in us the ability to listen and respect each other's differences, each other's needs, and learn how to be in relationship with our differences and still honor our integrity. We have Maiden Magoo. Maiden Magoo. That is so beautiful. I love that. I'm going to put it right here in between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, with some beautiful rose quartz energy to bless the divine masculine and feminine, some sacred crystals. I want to bring in Ganesha here with the masculine, and sacred jaguar with the feminine. And yeah, just use this altar right here as a nesting ground of hope and union between the masculine and feminine, within us and without us. And so I am going to bless us with finishing off the reading with Kuan Yin's sacred divine love. So I just want to say that for advice for the divine feminine, We're going to just let this message be for this message from Kuan Yin, advice to finish off the reading. And let's see if I can get my camera straight. Okay, sorry about that. We have a beautiful home. You can use this to visualize your home that you want to bring in. And okay, we have the Maiden Magu. Goddess of spring, healing, and transformation brings you assistance now. You are asked to honor that light and can come from even the darkest beginnings, beloved one. In fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace. And I love that. In psychosynthesis, here we have the soul is actually here at the bottom of our subconscious, shining a light. It's like the pearl at the bottom of the ocean. Okay. So, in fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative self-fulfillment, and happiness. The challenge can be to trust that we will rise from this darker place again, just as the spring always follows the winter. So trusting that we will rise. I love that. Just as the spring always follows the winter, beloved, so too will any inner work with the shadow precede a beautiful rebirth for you. I love this. So we can just think about the shadow work that the masculine and the feminine have done with self-limiting beliefs for the feminine and regrets and like poor choices with the masculine. Those are being killed now by taking action with the masculine and doing our ancestral work and cutting out limiting beliefs as the feminine. In order to grow spiritually, there are times when we simply must delve within and find our shadow. It is easier to perceive the effect of the shadow than the shadow itself. The effect of the shadow is judgment, positive or negative, of another that we do not think is related to us personally. We may mightily admire or despise characteristics or traits in another, and yet when such judgments arise, it is a part of us that is seeking to be integrated and expressed, trying to get our attention through our judgment. Noticing our judgments of others is the quickest way to get in touch with the shadow self, trying to grow and heal into our conscious awareness so that we can become more whole and more empowered and divinely delicious as we were always meant to be. Divinely delicious. This is especially so if you have pulled the Veil of Shadows card as well as this card. So your judgment might be a strong reaction to a person who seems to be self-centered and self-obsessed. The shadow in the self trying to communicate with you through this judgment might be the part of your own consciousness that wishes to be more supportive of yourself, of the self. It will no longer allow you to put yourself behind others, but instead encourage you to express yourself and take up your space with presence. Admiring a great talent in another with strong reaction or judgment, positive or negative, might be a part of your own psyche wishing to grow and express itself with similar confidence and freedom too. It can be extremely surprising exactly how many wonders are hiding in the parts of us that we are yet to know consciously. Sometimes there is anger, fear, jealousy, or shame wrapped up around those hidden parts of self. If we can be kind, allow the feelings to come up and to pass without fearing them, then eventually the beauty underneath will reveal itself too. You are being guided by Mother Divine Kuan Yin through the Maiden Magoo to realize that there is a part of you within that is trying to emerge. You may have judgments of others on one issue or traits that seems to be more repetitive or noticeable of late. You are guided to sense what beauty within you could be underneath those judgments, trying to make its way into your conscious awareness, bringing you more of yourself to enjoy and share with the world. Be patient and open-minded as you wait for your intuition to help you realize what is growing within you, triggering your judgment of another. If it is anger you see in others, it will be strength growing in you. If it is manipulation you see in others, it will be a desire to be direct and own your needs within you that is growing. I love this. This is such a beautiful reflection. The shadow holds great beauty within, beloved, and there is no need to fear it. Wow, judgment is such a doorway. It's like when we start to judge others, there's like so many questions we can start to ask ourselves, like why are we doing that? Like what is it? What do I need inside of me that wants to be seen and heard? Maiden Magoo's special blessing to you is to realize that you will soon enter the spring of rebirth with this promise. Entering into the self can feel like going into a spiritual winter. It can feel dark and alone, delving into the parts of us that we might prefer not to look at too closely. Allow the process that is happening for you to bring more of you to light. Don't be scared. You might not have been ready to see yourself as an empowered, spiritual, musical, creative, healthy, or talented being in the past. And yet now you are more ready for this, so embrace it. Have trust in beloved Kuan Yin that these energies only seek expression when the psyche is ready for it. Oh, this is so speaking to me right now, as this is, well, I'm just going to let it speak to you. What is it saying to you right now? Imagine, okay, you can finish the video here if you like, or if you want to keep listening for this guided meditation, then please listen in. Imagine that you sit with the beautiful spring goddess Magoo with her basket of fresh blossoms falling all around you. It is a beautiful, temperate spring day, and you are in a sacred field of blossoms. She gestures ahead, and you sense a figure approaching. Okay, hopefully you're closing your eyes right now, imagining all that beautiful spring day. You sense a figure approaching. It is you, but a future you, a more whole and complete, with a message for you from your highest possible future. Let this part of you speak to you now and bring you love and guidance that is helpful for you to hear. You might not hear words, in which case just look for the love in your eyes reflected back to you. Or even imagine that the future you and the current you can touch each other's hearts. Gently resting your hand on each other's chest. Maiden Magoo sprinkles blossoms around you both, and when you are ready, you follow the breath and come back into your body and the here and now. Sit for a moment peacefully without thinking, and when you're ready, just open your eyes. That is a really beautiful meditation. Um, I hope that maybe you take that to your altar or sit with that again and yeah, call in your future self. And I'd say she's definitely divine feminine, full of a lot of self love, was what our higher consciousness came through in this reading for us. And for the divine masculine, true love with the Lover's card, falling in love with your beloved and yourself, deeper and deeper gratitude for yourself and all the work that you've done on yourself and the passion and the momentum and drive that you are bringing change into your life. So I feel like you're really being a leader for us right now, in the sense that you're taking action. And divine feminine, we just get to drop into deeper self-love and release those self-limiting beliefs. And I believe your future self has a message for you on how to do that. So that is a psychosynthesis tarot reading, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm sending you so much love and so much gratitude. And until next time, may your higher self always be guiding all the parts of you, and so much love. All right. Aloha.